Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day today, but not a great day today. So we got some bad news on Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, and some other news that is coming out as well. So let's go over some of the crazy news today.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
What is going on, guys? So some bad news on the home front for the Philadelphia Eagles with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Looks like Chauncey will be out indefinitely, but it's not season-ending with a lacerated kidney, okay? Lacerated kidney's not good, depending if he needs surgery or not. So from what I'm hearing, with no surgery, okay, it could be about 2 to 6 weeks if he doesn't need the surgery. He could miss about 7 weeks with surgery. Okay, Zach Ertz had this injury, I think, in 2019, was back for the playoffs. Marshawn Lattimore had this injury. He was back in 7 weeks. So realistically, he could be back for the playoffs. There's no doubt about that. So not only a couple days ago, Malcolm Jenkins was talking to John Clark on this podcast, and this was literally like 2 days ago, literally. I mean, it wasn't far off. They said if, John says if the Eagles need you, would you play? And, Malcolm has been talking about watching the game as a fan. He's been to the Eagles practices a couple of times. He says as a fan I've been watching, but, he says he's still in shape. He said at the time he talked about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, saying he plays my position. He's taking care of that position, so I'm watching as a fan right now. He says if the Eagles call in December, he said, who knows? So I feel like, as much as I liked how the way that Reed Blankenship played in that game, I don't know if that's going to be the answer. I don't know if Howie's just going to let it be what it is, because you want, at least, if you want a veteran presence at that position, you can get one right here. Okay, this isn't the Eagles panicking, but at the same time, you kind of want to prepare yourself that, do you trust this group going forward? And look, Reed Blankenship played great with he had 5-6 tackles, tackle for loss, and a pick, which was fantastic. Like, I'm glad that the Eagles actually gave him a shot, and he ran with it. But at the same time, it's one game. It's one game. I mean, at the end of the day, it's one game, and I was really happy the way he was playing for the moment for that game. But if he does this every game, that's great. But we don't know if he's going to do this and how much the Eagles are going to put that much into it. You got some players coming back the next few weeks. Okay, Jordan Davis can come back this week. You have Goddard coming back the week after. You have Avonte Maddox coming back for the Chicago. I think he should be back, or I forgot the flip around of the eligibility. But you have some players coming back, especially on this defense as well, with Avonte Maddox and Jordan Davis. So if Malcolm Jenkins was signed, I mean, you don't have to put too much on his plate because there's a really good defense around him. And with Malcolm playing at safety strictly, I would have no issue with it. And if Reed's playing pretty good, they can start moving Malcolm all over the field if they want. At his age, are you going to do that? This isn't 2017 anymore. He used to bandage up this. The only difference is having Malcolm on this team right now is you have two legit cornerbacks right now on the outside, which we really didn't have that in 2017 with Jalen Mills and Ronald Darby. We really focused on that pass rush, and Malcolm Jenkins really band-aided this, to band-aid this whole secondary. He would move around on matchups. And I don't think he's going to have to do that, and you have to put too much on his plate if he does sign with the Eagles as of right now. So I think I don't think for Howie Roseman he's going to sit there and just have an undrafted rookie take everything in right now. And I don't know. I mean, look, I have to see more of Reed Blankenship to say if he could stay in at the starting spot next to Marcus Epps. I'm not really sure. I'm not trying to get Chauncey Gardner-Johnson back as early as possible. I'm trying to get him at least to the playoffs. I'm trying to at least wait. You got time. I mean, this is the perfect time, to be honest. It's not like a week before the playoffs. It's not, you know what I mean? So Eagles got to get that, Eagles got to take care of getting that division first, and then obviously working on staying in the first seed is going to be really important. So Going to be interesting, but I think Howie has to make a move here, and I think, it's not going to be expensive, and I think you have a guy that knows this defense, knows the fans, knows a lot of the players. Obviously, Jonathan Gannon has never used Malcolm Jenkins, but at the same time, Malcolm knows what he's doing. And like I said, you don't have to put too much on his plate because I don't think he's going to be that player that you're going to move him everywhere and he has to do everything. He's older in age now. I mean, Malcolm Jenkins already, and I know Malcolm could still play regardless, especially with a good team around him. He'll probably play very well. If we didn't have a defense or we had a lot of open spots or, the defense just wasn't good, then, it's not going to work out as great because, Malcolm, they're going to put too much on his plate and it's going to be way too much for him. But who knows? You know what I mean? I could be wrong about that. But signing him, I just don't think Howie Roseman's going to sit and let Reed Blankenship play the rest of the way. I just don't see it happening. We need more depth at that position since Chauncey will be out for an extended amount of time. And, Malcolm pretty much said, if it comes December, it's just so weird how this interview happened like a couple days ago, not even a day ago, really. Like it was a couple days ago, and this was all talked about. And to bring in a vet like Malcolm Jenkins, you have a player hurt, Jordan Davis is, his rookie year, he gets hurt. And, you bring in two veteran defensive tackles that want to get their shot at, winning a championship this year. And then you go and then Chauncey Gardner-Johnson gets hurt, and you have a chance here to bring in a guy that, like I said, knows the fans, knows the city, just knows everything. Won a Super Bowl with this guy. So it's not a bad thing. To bring in a player like this is not a bad thing. And then people are going to say in the comment section, why are you panicking over one injury, blah, blah, blah. And it's not panicking. It's that, I want more depth at that position. I'm not just good with Reed, Kavan, and Epps. It's just not enough. We need at least one more proven player in there, something in there, whether it's a vet or someone that's out there free agent. I don't know who's out there free agent wise, safety wise. So the best free agent you're going to get that's going to come here instantly and play, if Howie Roseman makes the phone call, it's going to be Malcolm Jenkins. So I want to know from you guys what you think of this move. Like I said, Lattimore had this injury, Ertz had this injury and still made it to the playoffs, was still able to play in the playoffs. So it really sucks. It's a big loss on the back end. Teams are going to know this going forward. And you're gonna lose that ball hawk. You're gonna lose that guy that helps out these corners. Single high coverage, it's gonna be tough because Reed gave up a pass last week. As much as he played well, he gave up a pass. And Marcus Epps is not great in coverage either. So I'm not saying Malcolm's gonna be great in coverage either, but at least Malcolm will probably produce a little bit more. And Reed, like the way he plays. If I see him doing this every game, I'm not saying he has to get a pick every game, but if I see him playing great every game, his coverage is good every game, there's just nothing promising right now because he's only played one game. He got into the game and just exploded. Like, he just looked really good. So I'm not sure what it's going to look like in the coming weeks. And I think maybe the Eagles give it one more week until they sign Malcolm Jenkins. I feel like the Malcolm Jenkins coming to Philly is very realistic. I feel like it might happen. I feel like Howie is definitely got something up his sleeve, got another plan, and bringing Malcolm in would be perfect. So we'll see what happens. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of the injury. Obviously, obviously it really sucks right now. Let me know what you guys think about bringing Malcolm Jenkins in. I just put a post up about this last night, and it's just weird how all this is kind of coming together now. So could be a big chance Malcolm comes back to Philly to help us with this run. And the Eagles are 10-1 right now. And Howie Roseman is going to take advantage of whatever moves he can make. He's not just going to sit there and say, oh, well, it is what it is. He will make a move. Need another player at safety regardless. So, other than that, see you guys on the next one. Shakes, what up? Follow us. Peace out, guys. Peace.